Now in Fable 1 and Fable 2 you could do that already, so we could interact with this guy, and sure enough, unfortunately my demo has decided you could fart right in his face, and that way you're forming a relationship with this guy. But why? You could do that in Fable 1 and Fable 2, it didn't really mean anything. In this, if you get this guy to follow you, and he knows anybody, he brings with him followers, and that is a really important thing. So another thing that we can do, we can threaten him, or we could be really nice to him. So now let's change our mind and be really nice to him. So if we just maybe go for a drink. How do you take someone for a drink? You take him by your hand. And we're going to take him to the pub now. And we're going to hang out with him and have a really good drink. Now you may find, well, I don't want to do this with men. Of course you can do it with women, you can do it with children. You can use this touch expression any way you like. That's really nice, and it's really cute and lovely, but I think more importantly, how do we use the touch expression when we're actually playing the game? And in quests. So let's go off and let's take a quest now. And why are quests important? In the first half of the game, quests are important because they give you followers. Again, everything comes down to this idea of followers. So this woman here, if I solve this problem for her, she will follow me. And because I've helped her out, it's more likely that this whole town will follow me as well. And if they do, I'm closer to that revolution. I'm closer to overthrowing my brother. So she has just said to me, oh, all right, let's go. My poor daughter's got lost. We're going to need to get ready to go on a quest. And this is when I'm going to introduce to you what we call the Sanctuary.
Sanctuary, okay.
Now, in Fable 1 and Fable 2 and many, many games, you press the start button and it pauses the game and brings up a lovely or horrible 2D.
You hated that GUI, didn't
I
you?
hate that 2D GUI. This is the 2D GUI.
Okay.
This guy here is John Cleese. He is your butler. He has got as much AI as the dog had in Fable 2. He's got as much AI as in any character we've got. He's absolutely reactive to you. Now he is going to make you laugh. He does say some fantastic lines, but we're going to get ready for this quest. So the first thing we'll do, I don't like this hammer on my back. I'm thinking I want to take on another weapon. So I can walk up. This is my collection of weapons. I can walk up and maybe change to a different weapon now. So let's do that. Let's change to this hammer here. I can change to it, and when I do that, I am crafting another weapon. Because this is a cool thing about Fable 3. As you use a weapon, it changes and morphs to reflect what you're like as a player. That weapon is as unique as you are. There are tens, if not hundreds of thousands of variations there. So I can do that with melee weapons, I can do that with magic, and I can do that with guns and swords. So, for example, I'm going to use a rifle. I'll take the rifle out, and again, the level of this rifle is level 1. I can power that up all the way to level 5.
So it really seems like Fable 3 is about leaving your mark, leaving a lasting impact on the world around you, whether that's on people or even on objects that you use in combat.
Absolutely. What we're doing, actually, we're keeping everything I love with role-playing games, the idea of leveling up, but why should leveling up just to be about a number?
Right.
Taking number 17 to 18. You should be able to level up. These are the things you can level up in Fable 3. You can level up swords, hammers, guns, rifles, magic gauntlets. You can mix magic gauntlets together in something called spell weaving. You can level up the whole entirety of your body. You can level up, in fact, you can even level up houses and customization. In other words, everything in the game you can level up. And I love that idea. I love that idea and what's through. Another thing you can do, we can just pop in and we can change our clothes. Again, it's really, really simple to change your clothes. You just saw that a second ago. If I just pop in here.
Yeah, now that we're looking nice and dapper, let's go ahead and get this mission kicked off.
So, let's see where we've got to go. Let's just pop back to the Sanctuary again. Notice how quickly it loads. This is our map. Our map in Fable 3 is completely different. It's completely interactive. It's a living map. It will change to reflect what's going on. If we go into a region now and have a look at it, it's a bit foggy in there, but you can just see through the fog that, you know, this is a living town. You can still see people moving. In this map, you can buy and sell absolutely anything you like. Anyway, we will now use this map to go back and to take a shortcut to where the action actually is.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into some combat, give people a taste.
So remember, every weapon you use will change as you're using it. That will unlock special power-ups. So let's look at this. We wound forward now. We're in the snowy peaks. There's the kid that we're after at the moment. She's being chased down by wolves. I'm looking at this using my trigger. I can then use a spell to push those wolves off. I can use the sword, which is morphing and changing as I'm using it. I can switch between the combat methods dynamically on the fly, all accessible through those 3 buttons. One for guns, one for swords, and one for magic. Mixing all that together. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And we're leveling up as you're using it. That's the important thing. So I love this. Your combat style is completely your own in Fable 3.
And it looks like these sort of like crescendo moments when the camera really, you know, dramatizes what's going on.
They are a reflection of your powered up weapon. So as you power up your weapon, you go through levels. As you unlock each level, that will trigger these power up moments and then trigger these special moves. I've now found the kid. I can now hug her, reassure her, and then use that touch just to lead her back into town.
Well, Peter, obviously we could sit here all day long because Fable 3 is, I'm going to assume it's a pretty big game with a lot of content in there, but we've only got so much time today, so I appreciate your time very much. One last question I've got for you. When do you expect Fable 3 to be out in stores?
So, Fable 3 with, you know, this completely unique story, completely unique combat, is going to be out on the 26th of October. In the stores at midnight.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time, Peter.
Pleasure.
So, guys, that just about does it for our Fable 3 demo, but as always, we have even more awesome demos throughout the show, and right now we're going to kick it off with some more live event floor coverage, so let's have a look at that right now.